Good morning, Miami. Welcome to Wonder Women. Today, I have the great pleasure of introducing you to Jessica Cristobal. Well, she wears a lot of hats, I have to say. She is Mrs. Florida. She is also the wife of coach Mario Cristobal. She's also the CEO of Leading Ladies League, and she is a mom of 2 boys, growing boys.
Yes.
Thank you for being here with me today.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure.
It's wonderful that you're here. I've been following you on Instagram, and I know you're doing wonderful things. And of course, I dress accordingly for
Love it.
That's
right.
Your husband is doing wonderful work as a football coach. You're doing wonderful work in our community, helping a bunch of foundations. But let's start a little bit about you.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about your background. I know you're not from Miami, but you met your lovely husband here in Miami. So where are you from?
Yes. I always say I'm a nomad. So my father was in the Army, and I have a twin sister and I have a younger brother.
You have a twin sister.
I do. Yes.
Oh my God. Do you guys look identical?
I would say yes.
Yes.
To most people, we do. So she lives in Atlanta. My brother is active duty military. So he's in Hawaii and the Pentagon. He goes back and forth.
Well, thank you for his services.
Oh, thank you. And so I grew up a proud Army brat. So we moved around a lot. And I would say, I think it's about 13 places as a kid. And then I finally, as a young adult, moved to Miami and planted roots here. So moved around a lot. But I love to call Miami home because this is my favorite place in the universe.
I know you love Miami a lot. Yes. You mentioned it to me that this is your favorite place.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about your background. I know we'll talk about Leading Ladies, but I know how did you get to Leading Ladies? Because I know your past is in magazines and event planning. Can you share a little bit about that?
Great question. So as a young adult early in my career, I got an amazing opportunity to be an ad sales rep for a mega yachting magazine. This was in 2003.
Wow.
And it was an incredible experience. I worked my way up and eventually became the publisher. And through that, I loved to host and co-host events, lavish events, luxurious events.
Those are always
through
so
the boat
much
show.
fun.
Yes, the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show was a huge time for us, and the Miami Boat Show, the Monaco Yacht Show.
Wow.
So through those experiences, I was able to kind of get my feet wet and learn how event planning works. As well, I have an affinity for being around high-powered women. And I was sitting at a little dinner party that I was hosting once in our condo in Miami.
I saw pictures of it.
Yes.
I wish I could show it.
And I looked around the table. I think there were about 5 of us, and I just saw the most incredible. They were my friends, but I just saw such talent behind each woman. One was a lawyer. We were young, but we were getting into our careers. One was in hotels. One was in a marketing guru. And I just realized, wow, the power that's sitting at this table can change the world.
Amen.
And I really wanted to create something that I would be able to travel with, because if Mario was going to be in football for his entire career, that could bring us to other places, which meant that I probably wouldn't be able to be in the position of the magazine sales rep that I was in. So I needed to have something that I created that I could take wherever. And that's how Leading Ladies League was born. It's basically events that bring high-powered women together for connection, collaboration, and community impact.
Wow. I understand perfectly what you're saying. Ever since I opened my foundation, Believer, what the women that I have met is the most wonderful women I've ever met. They're so powerful. They start with an idea, a passion, and they make it grow. And I realized that we wear a lot of hats, like you do. You wear a lot of hats. You're a mom, you're a wife, you're an entrepreneur, and it's hard to manage all that. So tell me how your Leading Ladies League is coming along. I know you support a lot of foundation, and she has started this beautiful magazine.
Yes, my new baby.
Her new baby. It is gorgeous, beautiful.
Thank you.
And tell me a little bit how this came about and what is your purpose with your beautiful magazine?
Thank you. So Leading Ladies magazine was born this summer, and it was an extension of the book that I just wrote called The Leading Ladies Guidebook, which is success
right
principles.
Here too.
Thank you. It's a best-selling book, and you can find it on Amazon, but it's success principles, just that I've learned along my journey, and it's very easy to read. I say you can read it in about 90 minutes. I wanted to create something that was easy for a sixth grade girl to read, as well as someone that's, got a busy life and just wants to go through something quickly, but can apply success principles to their life in a very easy way.
Give me one principle that's in your book.
Say yes.
Ooh, I like that one.
So basically that is say yes to opportunities as they come. Also, another lesson that I've learned is not everyone in your circle is in your corner.
That's right. That's a good one.
So you could be surrounded by a lot of great people, but not everybody wants to see you win, and that's okay. Not everybody is for everybody. But I want to teach young girls.
But it empowers you, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And you learn.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? You learn.
Absolutely. So it's just simple success principles that I want to show young girls and adult women that they can be and have anything they want in this life.
Oh.
Yeah. The magazine is an extension of that. And
you look beautiful, by the way. I love the black leather and the hot pink.
Thank you. I had to get a little edgy there.
You did.
A little rock and roll. So Leading Ladies magazine is a magazine that features high-profile women in the community who are doing amazing things. I've got judges, I've got philanthropists, I've got inventors.
Here's a judge.
Yes, Judge Miller is in there.
Wow.
She's local. So it's just full of amazing women in our community, and I eventually want to grow it to be nationwide and hopefully worldwide.
And I know if you want to access it, it's online,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And it goes to 30 countries now.
Yes, we are online and we are in print. So there's a huge online presence as well as...
and if someone wants a print, how can they get it?
Find me on Instagram and I'll make sure you get one. Okay. We're coming out with our next issue soon. So
that's awesome.
It's going to be a quarterly publication.
Oh, I was going to say, is it monthly, quarterly? Well, it starts quarterly, then it starts monthly, and then it goes weekly.
That's right. That's right.
So tell me a little bit about this beautiful sash.
Oh, this sash.
Mrs. Florida.
Yes.
I used to watch actually, one of my favorite pageants when I was young was, the Mrs., right? Mm-hmm. Because you would see the family and you would see all the wonderful things these women were doing. And, it was just so much fun, right? And they were having a blast. As I feel like Mrs. USA and other ones were a little bit more stressed, but Mrs., are much enjoying the moment, like taking it in. So tell me how you prepared for it and how the process was.
Yes. So I got the opportunity, I would say this past May in 2025, I was a delegate at large, meaning that I am essentially a placeholder for the current Mrs. Florida that wasn't able to go and compete. So I was able to take the title and go compete in the Mrs. International pageant. And this is actually quite common in pageants. So I had about 6 weeks to prepare.
Wow, that's not a lot.
It wasn't. And I have to say, it wasn't like an immediate yes when I got the opportunity. Even though one of my lessons is to say yes, I really had to think about it because it's a full-time job. Once you commit, you really have to go all in. And I had to include Mario because in this particular pageant,
wow,
the beautiful aspect of it is that the husband comes on stage. The husband walks the wife on stage. This is so beautiful. But it was at a time where he was just preparing to go back to camp for fall camp. So I had to kind of convince him, which didn't take a lot of convincing. He was on board right away, but I had to just make sure that he was going to have the time and the ability to be out there in Tennessee with me for a full week. So it was a lovely experience. Preparation was intense. I told my fitness coach, okay, we got to turn it up. So there was...
You're good friends with your fitness coach.
Yes, I am. Amanda Ferreira.
I was going to tell you to mention her because I know you're good friends. She has a tremendous body. She works out really hard.
Yes, she's a celebrity fitness trainer here in Miami. Her Instagram is Amanda Lifestyle. And so she helped me get myself into gear, and we tracked macros and all of those things that I'd never done before. It was quite an experience, but I enjoyed it. I also hired a presence coach, I would call her, but someone who helps you learn basics of walking on stage with grace and elegance and things
Wow,
like that.
that's
So
amazing.
there's a whole science behind pageantry.
Were there questions that you had to practice if they ask you any
Yes,
questions?
yes. They asked about my platform, which is Leading Ladies League. Thankfully, that's something I know a lot about, so I was able to answer. And I feel like I did a really good job on stage. I placed top 15, which I'm
That's
proud of.
very proud.
So yeah, it was an international pageant. They had Miss Poland, or excuse me, Mrs. Poland, Mrs. Southeast Asia, and just lots of different countries. And so we all became kind of a pageant family in that week that we were there together.
And you made new friends.
Absolutely. Yes.
Great
Yes.
contacts.
Yes.
Especially, it's not only Miami Leading Ladies, and it's Leading Ladies International, right?
Absolutely. In fact, I invited them since we were all so sad to leave once the pageant was over. I said, all of you ladies are invited to my event, which happens in May called Glam Soiree. And it's my 8th annual Glam Soiree event.
Your third one?
8th.
But
yes.
in Miami?
In Miami, this will be my 4th.
Your 4th.
Mhm.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So
I saw a clip on that, and I commend you for bringing out a wonderful subject, which is human trafficking.
mhm.
And you spoke about it.
Yes.
And it takes a lot of courage to do that and talk about it, because a lot of mothers really don't know what's really going on in our,
True.
in our backyards, right?
Yes.
And we need to be very vigilant on that.
Yes.
So I commend you on that.
Thank you.
And I know you have a lot of events. I see that you have events throughout the year, but I know you hold very close to nonprofits that you work with. I'm going to try to get the names right. Embracing Girls?
The Embrace Girls Foundation.
The
yes.
Embracing Girls Foundation. And the other one is the Voices for Children.
Yes.
So can we talk a little bit about those two?
Yes, they are near and dear to my heart. So Voices for Children is an organization that I sit on the board of, and they are advocates for Miami-Dade youth in foster care. So Katie Black is the CEO. She's a dear friend, and she has done an incredible job of growing that foundation to just really bring awareness to
The foster care system.
the foster care system here
terrible.
locally. It is. And really we want to
Improve it
and keep kids out of the system if we
Right.
can. So
and make people more aware of it.
yes.
And
And
see if
so
more people get involved.
yes. And so this is an organization that acts as advocates, whether it's helping the child through the court system or helping them with basic needs or getting them ready for back to school.
Especially when they, graduate from college, from high school.
Yes.
Where do they go from there?
Exactly.
And there's a lot of people that need to help those kids in that transition of life. Because I don't know the percentages, but I know the percentages are high if they stay in school, if they go to college, the likelihood of them becoming homeless.
Yes.
They're very high percentages.
They're at risk for a lot of sad situations. So we just want to intervene as quickly as possible and just make sure that they're on the right path and make sure that they're surrounded by people who can pour into them and have
be role models
and mentors to them. And that's really, I feel like one of the reasons why I'm on this earth is just to pour into young people and let them know that they're limitless.
I know your passion are kids. So yes, young people.
Yes.
And I know there's an event coming up, correct?
Yes. Actually, on Friday is the Voices for Children Superhero Luncheons.
That's
tomorrow.
Wonderful.
And
it's a Halloween.
It's a Halloween theme, really superhero theme.
Okay.
And but Halloween, people come in all kinds of costumes. And it's about 300 of Miami's leaders and coming together and just
that's humongous.
Yes, participating in the annual Voices for Children fundraiser.
That's wonderful.
Mhm.
That's wonderful. I hope it's a total success.
Thank you.
And tell me about the other one, Embrace Girls.
Yes, Embrace Girls is also a special organization that I am passionate about. It is an organization founded about 25 years ago by a woman named Velma Lawrence.
I didn't know that.
Yes, and she's local. She grew up in a underserved community and went to college, got in the career world, and had a successful career in TV, and would come home and realize that a lot of these young people didn't know what was out there. They were so ingrained in their communities and in their little bubble that they didn't really know the opportunities
Isn't that incredible?
yes, that were available to them. So Mrs. Lawrence has taken it upon herself to go into the school system, and she created really intensive reading programs, after school programs for these kids, and has made a huge difference in the lives and generations of some of these at-risk youth, and especially girls.
She's opening their horizons.
She is 1000%, and she exposes them to the theater, the arts, sports venues. These little girls hear from community leaders, yes,
a lot of different types of cultures.
Yes, and community leaders, and so that they can see that they too can be whoever they want to be in the world. Yes,
it's incredible. I feel like art, music, books, they're so important in our lives. It's it leads us to be better people.
Yes,
it teaches us, gives us culture, conversations that we could have, and good conversations, right? Because a lot of times those conversations lead to solutions.
Yes,
right. So, tell me a little bit else about. Now, let's go to being a wife of a very important person right now here in Miami, football coach. How is that? I cannot even imagine your house football day.
It's intense. It's actually fun. It's exciting. People always say, "Are you nervous? Is he nervous?" And it's never nervous. It's always exciting. It's high energy. And so
it's a higher adrenaline.
It is.
Do the kids go through it too? The boys?
It's exciting. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Now they're boys and they are in football. And so I think they think they're like mini coaches sometimes. So they are very close with my husband. And a lot of times they'll just shadow him on the sideline, or they'll shadow other coaches and, the team, they'll kind of be floating on the sideline on game day. And then they go into the locker room with the players and the team. So they get
How much fun is that?
I know they get a real view of what it's like just to be in that industry. And then I am in the stands or in my suite, and I'm cheering from the stands and
wonderful,
entertaining people in the suite. And it's a lot of fun.
I know you've been married to your husband for a very, very long time. You met in Miami.
Yes.
So love in Miami.
Yes.
And now we're in Miami and he's a football coach. I was going to ask you regarding that, the pressure of being a football coach, being a wife. I see you on the stands. I always see you running to him and giving him a hug. How is that feeling of that moment? And when he doesn't have that moment, how do you still embrace him and say, hey, honey, because I'm a wife. Yes. When he's down, I'm like, next time, we'll get them next time. Everything's going to be great. Mm-hmm. It is really hard.
It is. It's a balance, and I would say when we have victories, it's so thrilling. And yes, I run right to him because I see him day in and day out, and I know what he pours into.
You could see it.
This career and this passion in this university. And so I'm so proud of him. And then, if unfortunately, there are times when you're not happy and there may be something that goes sideways.
You still run to him.
I still do, but I give him space. Mm-hmm. And, we have a 24-hour rule. You get through it. He's mad, but we move on and we keep building. And, I always say, what's the Mario Christobal way? We find a way. Amen. And so I think just as a spouse, you have to be your spouse's biggest cheerleader and support them in their dreams.
And he supports you in your dreams, which I saw an interview with on your Instagram. And you said that he is your, biggest supporter.
Yes.
So you support each other.
Absolutely.
And that's very important,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Two successful people need to support each other.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Absolutely. It keeps, we've got to be on the same path.
Right.
And we both want success in different ways. We want a successful marriage and a successful household, but we also have our own dreams and goals. And so I support his and he supports mine.
That's wonderful. And now let's talk about, I think, the most important job in the world, being a mom. So how are those two boys doing?
Yes, I have two teenage sons. Well, they're eating a lot.
They do eat a lot. Boys eat more than girls.
They do. They're always hungry. I feed each person 2 dinners a night. And it's a lot of fun. I never knew how busy being a parent to teenagers was.
It's crazy.
I never knew. I thought, it'll be great, once they get a little more independence. No, I'm constantly, driving and picking up and dropping off and keeping a watchful eye, but also learning how to give them a little bit of space. And they've both picked up golf. So
that's a beautiful sport.
It is. And so they're outside on the weekends. So I do a lot of driving when I'm not doing football or other things. But they are my first priority. And so I just really try to be intentional with my time with them. And also, because they're getting older, I find that
they have their own social life too.
They do. And our time together is becoming a little less frequent. And so I try to make sure on Sundays, the 2 boys and I will have brunch together after church, or, we just really try to find some time to spend together, even if I have to force it a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay. Force it.
Yeah.
It goes really fast.
It does.
My youngest is 17, and I'm like, oh my God, once she starts college, how is this going to be?
It's bittersweet.
Yeah.
But I think that's so important for women, especially to constantly strive for your best. Push your own limits, because there will be a time when you're not needed as much, when your kids are out of the home or your husband's doing his own thing. You have to. I always said I never wanted to be that woman that said, I don't know who I am. I know who I am, and I want to keep pushing my boundaries, my limits, to be my best self. So I think that's important.
And you're doing it.
I am. And I think that also comes with being uncomfortable, stepping out of your comfort zone and pushing yourself to get a little bit uncomfortable, so you can see how far you can go.
Right. You're fearless.
Yes. Ish. You're fearless-ish.
And then when we're a little bit afraid, then someone comes, a good friend, family, and they say, you're gonna do it. Just trust.
Yeah.
Day by day.
Well, and all of these accomplishments that we've talked about, nothing came because it was so fun and so easy. A lot of it was really uncomfortable. Saying yes to the pageant, although it was an incredible opportunity, it was uncomfortable. It took a lot of training and preparation and
balancing the family
and making sure everything was fine at home while I was gone for a week, and sleepless nights because you're waking up to get hair and makeup done at 4:00 in the morning and things like that. It was definitely out of my comfort zone, but I'm so glad I did it. It was such a great experience.
I'm so glad that you did.
Thank you. Thanks, girl.
You said something in your Instagram which I really loved. You appreciate all the little things. So every day, appreciate all the little things of your day.
Yes, gratitude is so important. I would say that I'm a happy person. I usually wake up happy. And I think that's so important just in your disposition and how you go about life. And if you find joy in the little things, your life is going to be so much more fulfilling. Be grateful. Be grateful. I'm grateful for the sunshine because
you told me that.
Yeah, because I was away from it for a few years. And so I'd never take the sunshine for granted. I don't take the palm trees for granted. I love the palm trees. I could be in traffic, but I'm going to make sure I'm filling that time with maybe listening to something that's enriching my brain, a podcast or a motivational message or something I like to listen to Joel Osteen, because it's a positive, uplifting message. And so I try to find ways that are going to keep me in a positive mindset. Exercise is another big factor.
Extremely important.
Yes. I like to lift weights, and I also do Pilates once a week, but I feel like that's another way that I can get my stress out. And I get in there and I get ugly, I like to lift as heavy as possible and just get all of that pent up energy out.
Right. That negative energy.
Absolutely.
And not only what we may feel, but sometimes our surroundings gives us negative energy, and we need to get rid of that.
Absolutely.
Cancel it.
Yes. I am around people so much of my life. And so, yes, and I'm an empath and I love people. I love to be around people. But after big social events, I find that I have to take some time, maybe the next day or that evening, and just calm down, come back down and ground myself So grounding is very intentional for me. I eat a lot of like root vegetables, and I like to go into nature, and I like to
You
find
like to
ways
cycle.
yes. And I like to find ways that, I can just feel a breeze or go into the ocean or, just be outside where I can have quiet and calm and just get back to peace.
So, one question I always ask, which is so important to me because I had a wonderful mother and I had wonderful family. Um, but I am the first of my generation, right? That stepped away and went, to college and opened my own company. What advice do you give to the future women, young girls that have a dream and they want to pursue a company, open their own company, or it's just an idea? What advice would you give them today?
Take action. Quit thinking about it and just do something. I would say, so many of us think about and prepare and get ready so that when we're ready, we'll be ready. And I've got to wait for this perfect opportunity in this time. And when the kids are this, or when I have time for that, you're never going to have time. So you have to make time and take micro steps to get you closer to your goal. And that could be and focus on today. I mean, yes, you have goals for the future, but what can you do today that will get you that much closer to that dream that you have? Because again, you're limitless. You can do, be, and have anything. So you have to take micro steps to get yourself closer to that dream that you have.
Amen. And if someone wants to reach out to you, and I know you have many events that you go to and that you host, how can people reach out to you?
So my Instagram is Jessica Cristobal Official. That's a great way. You can send me a DM. I have all of my my materials there, my book, my magazine, everything is there on my Instagram. And
Let me show them again.
yes, and Leading Ladies League.com is my website for membership.
Do you have like a club?
Yes. Leading Ladies League is a membership program.
Okay.
And so right now we're running a special for $97 a month. It's only for going on for 2 weeks. And then that will give you first priority access to a lot of our events and a lot of the coaching sessions that we are having throughout the year.
And any age?
I would say it's 25-ish and up.
Okay.
I'm really focused on women who are kind of new or established in their career, or, even women who maybe they're stay-at-home moms, but they just want more. They're seeking more. I'm always seeking more.
Me too. I'm always seeking more and I always come up with new ideas, not only for ourselves, but also for our children. We have to instill some ideas into our children, open their horizon as well when we talk to them, right?
And I see what you do in the community too, but you're making a huge impact with your foundation.
Thank you. I'm trying.
It's really important. No, it's important to bloom where you're planted and just be active and give back. I feel like our purpose on this earth is not a what, but a who.
Yes.
Who are we impacting? Who are we serving?
I agree with you 100%. When I opened my foundation, I said to myself, I told my husband, I said, we've been so fortunate. I mean, we've had our business. We're still existing. We need to give back to our community. And that's why I opened the foundation. And I think when you have a good life, and yes, it has its ups and downs and everything, but generally I have a good life. It's our responsibility to always give back.
Amen. I love that.
It's a gift.
It absolutely is.
And a responsibility.
It is.
Right?
Yes.
And you are doing it. And we are doing it.
Yes.
And I thank you so much for coming on to my podcast. It was very simple. I did DM her and she answered back immediately. And this is my first time meeting her. So thank you so much for taking
It's my pleasure.
This moment with me and giving me the opportunity to interview.
My pleasure.
You're wonderful.
Thank
Your family's wonderful. And I only wish success to you and to your husband and UM.
Yeah.
I know he's a lot of pressure, but I know he's going to bring back that championship for us.
That's the goal.
Let's do it. We need to put that in the universe.
Yes.
It's going to be ours.
That's right.
And good luck with your children. Many blessings to them.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, Miami, for being here with me today. As I always end my show, and this is a prime example of making your dreams come true, because she believed in herself and they believed in her. And when you believe in your dreams, they will come true. You just have to work hard for them and always, always be hopeful. And she was always hopeful.
That's right.
And I'm always hopeful. And I'm always hopeful for you that you will continue to hope, living, and trust that they will come true. It takes time, but it happens. So have a wonderful, blessed day. And thank you again for being here with us.